Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to start off with the civics chapter, that is chapter number 29, the role of President, Prime Minister, and the Council of Ministers. So, today we are going to study the role of the President, his qualifications, and his powers. Okay, so let's begin with the class.
The President of India. The President of India is also an elected person. He holds the office for 5 years. That means he is elected once for 5 years. He can be re-elected after the expiry of his tenure. Tenure means time period. So he can be re-elected after 5 years. But he, as a convention laid down by our first president, the late Dr. Rajendra Prasad, does not seek election to this office for the third time in succession. Convention means tradition. So he laid down such a tradition that he got elected for continuously for 3 times. Okay. Now the next one is his qualifications. What all qualifications are required to be the president? Number one, the most important, he should be a citizen of India. At the time of election, he should be of 35 years of age, not be an insolvent or bankrupt, no case related to bankruptcy should be on him, should not hold any office of profit under the central or the state government. He should not have any kind of job under the central or the state government. Then not be a pronounced offender or a criminal under the law. उनके ऊपर कोई भी केस नहीं होना चाहिए कि मर्डर का या थेफ्ट का, ऐसा कोई केस नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay, so these are all the criterias which are required to be the president of India. Okay, is it clear now? Now the next one is how the president is elected. President is elected by the elected members of both houses of parliament, that is of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, and the elected members of legislative assemblies of the state, the MLAs which we elect from our states. Okay, so these members elect the president, who the members of both the houses, Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, and the elected members of the legislative assemblies of the states. Okay. Now the terms of office of president. President can fall vacant under the following conditions. See, uh, वैसे किसी भी कंडीशन में प्रेसिडेंट की पोस्ट खाली नहीं रहती है, बट एट द केस इन द केस ऑफ एनी कैजुअलिटी, then only it remains vacant, but not for a longer period of time. Number one, death. In this case, the vice president immediately takes over as the president. If any case president dies, then immediately vice president comes and takes the responsibility of the president. But the elections for new president must be held within 6 months of the joining of vice president. तो इलेक्शंस प्रेसिडेंट के विद इन 6 मंथ्स के अंडर हो जाने चाहिए फ्रॉम द डेट when the vice president has taken the responsibility of president. The next one is resignation. He may resign from his post at any time. President कभी भी अपनी पोस्ट से resign कर सकता है. Then impeachment. If a president begins to act against the provisions of the constitution or found guilty of misusing his status and position. अगर प्रेसिडेंट अपनी पोजीशन और अपने पावर का मिसयूज करता है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अगेंस्ट जाके वर्क करता है, देन ही कैन बी इम्पीच्ड आउट ऑफ हिज ऑफिस. इम्पीच्ड मतलब ही कैन बी कॉल्ड आउट ऑफ हिज ऑफिस फॉर क्वेश्चनिंग. ओके, कि उनको फॉर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम उनकी पोस्ट से हटा के पहले उनसे सवाल जवाब किए जाएंगे. He will be questioned, and if he found guilty, then he will be removed. Else he will going to take over the charge of president again, or he can resign. Now one more thing, in case of death, in case of impeachment, in case of resignation. कुछ भी हो, the new president will be elected within the period of 6 months. Okay, so these are the terms of office. Now the powers of the president. President of India has some extraordinary powers. The first one is the executive powers. The president is the head of the states, so he appoints the prime minister, the council of ministers, governors of the states, chief justice and the judges of Supreme Court and high courts, and etc. He is the supreme commander of the armed forces also, so he appoints the chiefs of the three wings of the army. The president can make rules and issue orders for smooth functioning of the government. So the president has the executive powers under which he can appoint on the high post for the smooth functioning of the government. Next is the legislative powers. President can summon either house of the parliament. Summon means order. So president can order any of the house of the parliament, that is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. He can dissolve the Lok Sabha and order fresh elections. जो present Lok Sabha है उसको वो dissolve भी कर सकते हैं and ask for the fresh new elections of the Lok Sabha. Then no bill becomes a law till he signs it. President के approval के बिना and without his signatory, no bill will become a law. Okay, now the next power is financial powers. Money bills can be introduced in the parliament only with his prior recommendation. He causes to be laid before the parliament the annual financial statement, that is the union budget. He can make advances out of the contingency fund of India to meet any unforeseen expenditure. Without the permission of the president, money bill cannot be introduced in the parliament, and he will be the only one to present or lay before the parliament the annual financial statement, that is the union budget, and he can announce in advance out of the contingency fund, that is the emergency fund of India, uh, that for that particular amount will be kept for disaster management or some unexpected unforeseen conditions. Okay, then the judicial powers. He is not answerable before any court of law for the discharge of his duties, why he is not performing his duty or why he has given the resignation. No court can ask him. Then he has the powers to grant pardons, to remit or suspend a sentence of punishment on any appeal of mercy. Then the president has the power to increase or to decrease the punishment given to anyone on his or her request, depends on the condition of the crime he or she has done. Okay, now last but not the least power is emergency powers. The president can proclaim a state emergency. President can declare the state emergency means कि अगर उन्होंने emergency declare कर दी, that means on that particular state there will be a rule of president only. Now when he can do so, and even in whole India he can declare it in one time. Now when, if he feels there is a danger of foreign aggression, कहीं वॉर हो सकता है या कंट्री की सिक्योरिटी या पीस को डेंजर है, so at that time he can declare emergency. Then the constitutional machinery in a state has broke down or there is a deadlock because of political uncertainties. कहीं पे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंडर वर्क नहीं हो रहा है किसी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट में, या इज देयर एनी पॉलिटिकल अनसर्टेनिटी, किसी भी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी की गवर्नमेंट फॉर्म नहीं हो पा रही है या कुछ भी रीजन से प्रेसिडेंट कैन डिक्लेयर इमरजेंसी अगेन. देन a setback to the financial stability or credit feasibility of the country is likely to occur or has occurred. फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस अगर कंट्री में अकर होने वाला है या हो चुका है, then only he can also declare emergency. So these are the emergency powers of the president. Now the time for your homework. So in your homework, you have to do question number 2 of exercise E and question number 4. Question number 2 is, who is the chief executive of the Indian Union? State any two of his executive, legislative and judicial powers. Answer is, President is the executive of the Indian Union. Then the executive power, number 1, make many appointments to key posts to run the administration. Number 2, make rules and issue orders for smooth functioning of the government. Then the legislative power, number 1, can summon or dissolve the Lok Sabha. Number 2, can issue ordinances when the parliament is not in session. Then the judicial powers, he is not answerable before any court of law, has the powers to grant pardon or suspend a sentence of punishment. Now question number 4. Now question number 4 is, under what circumstances can the president proclaim a state of emergency? The answer is, foreign aggression means any threat from the foreign country, that is the war can take place. Number 2, financial instability, any crisis regarding the finances. Then the third point, breakdown of the constitutional machinery. Any particular government is working under the constitutional provision or not. Okay. Now along with question number 2 and question number 4, you have to do the key terms, that is on page number 248. Children, do your work in a very neat writing and please read the chapter along with the classes. Okay. So that's all for today. Thank you.